This morning we're going to talk about the well male examination. The title I like to use is, now that you've got his attention, how do you keep him healthy? So I'm dedicating a significant percentage of my career and my clinical time into men's health on a variety of different levels, from prevention to curing and management of chronic diseases. The learning objectives. I'm going to talk briefly about inherent challenges in the appropriate delivery of preventative health care to men. It's important to understand the construct of how men view their health care, or more importantly, how they don't view their health care and don't obtain their health care across various socioeconomic backgrounds. Briefly, I'll review some current evidence-based screening provisions which are germane to all of our practices. And then it's important to discuss how we effectively counsel patients on necessary lifestyle modifications and achieve goal setting. So, the overview. Men's health. Male gender is a major determinant of public health in the U.S., Europe, and certainly worldwide. Although major health disparities exist between men and women, few health initiatives and research efforts have either acknowledged or addressed them adequately. So, for example, if you look at the NIH budget, its allocation for women's health is in the billions. If you look at the allocation for men's health, it's in the $0, okay? There's discrepancies in health issues between men and women, and these cannot be solely explained just by biological differences, but these play a critical role. So we need a deeper understanding of how all of this works, how it's impactful, and how we change it in our practices and to improve outcomes. So rewinding the tape about a decade ago, I took a look at my practice, and noticing that I saw a lot of different types of men in my practice, ranging from very low socioeconomic strata and homeless men, up to CEOs of companies and plenty of 6- and 7-figure salary men. I saw huge disparities. So I must have been sleep deprived, or I must have been watching bad television or something, but I got this idea of writing a men's health textbook, because at the time it didn't exist. And my goal was to sort of get an overview for clinicians on how to approach men in their practices. I figured the best way to start with this would be to ask one of my patients, so I'm going to do a book on men's health. What do you think I should put in there? And he said, oh, that's easy. Guy problems. You know, prostate and genital problems. They die of heart attacks and strokes. Maybe they work out, maybe they don't. And they get some cancers. And they take stupid, risky behaviors. Guys like to take chances and don't always think about what's going to happen to them, you know. And that should probably just about cover it. And I said, okay, well, I think that's a good starting point, but that's probably just breaking the tip of the proverbial iceberg. I do a lot of things for the media. I pride myself on trying to come across in a professional fashion. I swear the next time I'm interviewed by CNN or Fox, I'm going to raise the bar, because I don't like to be upstaged. So when I was asked by Fox News to list some components of what's important to men's health, I said, oh, you know, physicals and immunizations. And what gets men to the doctor, you know, they want to take good care of themselves. And so one of my colleagues said, the penis is the dipstick to men's health. That's why they go. And I said, okay, well, next time I'll be a little bit more obvious. This is a rhetorical question, so for the women in the audience, you don't have to answer this. But is being a man a disease? There's some European data that show that the potential number of years of life lost for men under 70 in the European Union is 6,000 per 100,000 population. It's double what it is for women. So is being a man dangerous in and of itself, either through genetic factors or behavioral factors? And can something be done to actually improve the life expectancy of a man? We think we will continue to see a big gap in between the life expectancies of both men and women. In some of the African countries and some of the European countries, it's more drastic. 50% of male deaths each year could be prevented through positive changes. This is where we come in. We need to engage men in their health. We need to get them in. And we need to talk to them about the right things and see what their motivations are. Most men are underinformed about their health issues. I just had a conversation with a woman less than 5 minutes ago who said that she was going to stop cooking for her husband until he got his colonoscopy. That probably got his attention. I like that. Men are at an age-adjusted greater risk of premature death than women for causes that should affect them equally. So what's the scope of the problem? Okay. I love these polls because I hate these polls, okay? Back in 2000, there was a Gallup poll, and it asked what got women to the doctor. So I want you to focus on this, okay? I want you to take a look at the #1 reason. Now, granted, since 2000, cervical cancer screening guidelines have changed. I'm not going to talk about that today, but it's important to get some historical perspective here. Why do women go to the doctor? Health maintenance, chronic health problems and medication refills, urgency, new opportunity, urging of spouse.